Right, okay, so Consumer Protection Act 1987, some of these pieces of legislation are nearly as old as me, but there's one key factor that I wanted to talk to you all about in here, and this covers pretty much everything. And in professional terms, it's called due diligence, but what I call it is CYA, which is cover your arse. Document everything you do, because this is what consumer protection states, that landlords must take all reasonable steps to ensure that the property is safe and does not cause harm, injury, damage or death to any human, animal or property meaning possessions. And of course there's loads of pieces of legislation that relate and make you legally responsible for ensuring the property is safe. So some of those pieces of legislation, gas regs, fire and furniture, smoke alarm, electric regs, Homes for Fitness and Habitation, Landlord and Tenant Act 1985, Section 11. There's a variety of legislation that you have to comply with. But the tenant has to allow you to comply with it in order for you to comply. You cannot be penalised for something that you don't have no control over. But what you do need to be able to have is due diligence, which the Consumer Protection Act Section 39 clearly states that a defence of due diligence can be shown that if the landlord or the agent took all reasonable steps to avoid committing an offence, then you will be absolutely fine. But you will need documentary evidence of this, and therefore what you will need is evidence of your communication with your tenants. How often have you tried to get in to carry out a gas certificate? What measures have you taken? So for example, you've called the tenant, they said, no, I don't want you in my house, and you've never bothered again, and they live there for 7 years. That would not be good. You need to have consistency in what you're trying to achieve. Particularly over COVID, it's been quite difficult. And as an agent, we've been trying to pin people down with dates, because it's been very easy for tenants to deny access at the moment, because if they say, I don't want you in because of COVID, there's nothing you can do. You cannot enforce it. But what you can do is you can document and ask them, put it in writing. Let me know when you're willing to reconsider, and just to let you know that this is for your safety why we're trying to come into the property, to carry out items of repair or works that are required that we're legally obliged to do, and it is for your safety. So basically what this piece of legislation says, and if you cannot get in to do because tenants are not letting you in for whatever the reason, just make sure you document it. If you document it, you will be absolutely fine. And that is what your defence will be when you get to court, if you get to court, should somebody prosecute you. Any questions, Ali?
Yeah, there was one more from Vic, which was a follow-up to his first question about tenants with pets. Just asking, if the pet does damages to the property, does the tenant lose the deposit?
Okay, if a pet does damage to a property, you can deduct from the deposit for the damage, yes. But don't forget, you can also pursue a tenant for damages above and beyond the deposit. It's just whether or not you want to. It can be quite long-winded, but some landlords do, and I don't blame them. Pursue these people if they owe you money.
Absolutely.
So yes, you can. What I would say though, Vic, is you need the evidence. So you need your inventory and your checkout. And consumer protection, guys, just take a note of this slide. Document everything you do regarding repairs. Document everything that you do regarding access requests for compliance. Make sure that you've exhausted all avenues, given them the option to go out while you go in, giving them the option to go in with keys, and that you're giving them a variety of options and not just taking it on the chin that they don't want you in.